What is going on, guys? The Inside the Boot podcast, and today, Giants preview against the Philadelphia Eagles. Games tomorrow. And if we know something, the biggest storyline of everything is there's a man that returns to Metlife Field. Saquon Barkley. He's back. And he's not wearing the Giants uniform. He's wearing the Philadelphia Eagles. Of course, if you guys don't know, if you still don't know, Saquon Barkley's on the Philadelphia Eagles. Signed in free agency. Didn't want to be a New York Giant anymore, even though he claimed himself he's going to be a New York Giant for life. Contracts didn't work. And we're here. This is the Saquon Barkley revenge game. And if there's one thing that the fans are going to do to him, it's going to straight up boo him. It's just going to be booing after any play. Whether he drops the ball, whether he gets a handoff, whether they give it the welcome back Saquon Barkley, any of that. It's going to be straight up boos. Boo, 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 boo. Because Saquon Barkley and the New York Giants are no longer together. And if there's something that we know about the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles is they don't like each other. They hate each other, in fact. Giants are 2-4. Eagles are 3-2. Giants coming off a terrible loss on primetime against the Cincinnati Bengals. Eagles beating the Cleveland Browns. And if there's something that pisses me off, it's that the Giants lose to the Eagles a lot. Eagles have won 17 of the last 21 meetings dating back to 2014. That's crazy. Giants and Eagles split last year. Giants getting the win at the end of the season, but regardless, you're 4-17. Since 2014, that's a terrible stat. But regardless, I think this is going to be a good game. I think despite everything that has gone on with Daniel Jones or Thomas going down with an season-ending injury, or Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns being questionable, they're both ready to go. Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence are going to play this week. And that's huge. Dexter Lawrence, 7 sacks on the year as a nose tackle. He's definitely probably in consideration of maybe winning a Defensive Player of the Year, but he has been an unbelievable player for the New York Giants this year. And Brian Burns had his best game as a New York Giant against the Cincinnati Bengals. Had a sack, had some tackles for loss, got a pass breakup, all of that type of stuff. And that's what we need out of Brian Burns consistently. And if there's something that we need the Giants to do, it's to sack Jalen Hurts. We know what Jalen Hurts does best, and that is him scrambling and doing all of that. He scrambles and tush-push, whatever. The Eagles are a good rushing offense, all right? And that starts with Saquon Barkley, of course, third in rushing yards on the year. Saquon Barkley, of course, he signed a 3-year, $37.8 million deal. And this season, he's got more than 96 rushing yards a game. Pretty much 100 yards per game. And if you have him on fantasy, you're probably loving everything he's done for you. He's been very impactful for fantasy football owners and just doing good things for the Eagles, right? He's had some drops that has costed them, but he's also had some big runs. And quite frankly, the Eagles rely on Saquon just like how the Giants relied on Saquon. A.J. Brown's great. Devontae Smith is great, but that starts with Saquon Barkley, that Eagles offense. And it's going to be interesting how Shane Bowen does stack the box or light box or any sort of that against the Eagles, because, listen, if you just primarily focus on Saquon, you still got to worry about A.J. Brown, and you got to worry about Devontae Smith. So, it's going to be a chess match all day long with Shane Bowen and Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni, of course, is aggressive. not only aggressive in the mind, but aggressive as an offensive-minded coach. They go for it a lot on fourth down. When it's 4th and 1 at their own 47, bet your bottom dollar they're going for that football. They're going for that first down. I'm going to guarantee it. They're going to get the tush push, and they're going to try and go for every first down. They're going to want to try and kill us, right? They're going to try and want to embarrass us at MetLife. But I think the Giants have a great defense. Their defense has been great all year, right? They played a great game in Seattle. They played a great game against the Cincinnati Bengals, but it just came down to Daniel Jones and not being able to hit the passes and overall score points. He scored 7 on primetime. And the Eagles, I mean, they're a good football team. As much as I don't want to say that, they're a good football team. And the Eagles know how to win football games, but they also know how to run into mess. They're 3-2 on the year, and this is a winnable game for the New York Giants. And I'll tell you that right now. I know the whole thing with Daniel Jones and him having bad track history with Andrew Thomas not being in the lineup, or his history against the Philadelphia Eagles. Regardless, the Giants are going to play this game tough. They know what the stakes are at. They know who's returning to MetLife. There's going to be a different type of energy at MetLife Stadium, right? It's going to get loud. There's going to be a lot of boos for Saquon. The place is going to be rocking all day long. And Malik Neighbors returning to the game, returning to the lineup, I guess you could say better. That's huge, because we know how good Daniel Jones and Malik Neighbors have been together. Malik Neighbors and Daniel Jones have been a good connection. Daniel Jones has a 108 passer rating when targeting Malik Neighbors. Now, I probably expect Quinn and Mitchell to be on Malik Neighbors, but it doesn't matter. Brian Dable is going to find ways to get Malik Neighbors off that matchup and get him open every time. We saw it in the Cleveland game. When Denzel Ward was not covering Malik Neighbors, he was going off. He had 2 touchdowns. Malik Neighbors is a stud. All right, we know that. Now, giving him the football is going to be tough because we know how good that Eagles defense is. Since week 3, they've recorded the 8th best total defense, and the only a few teams that they're behind, in particular, is the New York Giants and the Chicago Bears. Those are really the only teams that they've been trailing. Now, another thing too, since week 3, is the Eagles ranked top 5. Number 5 in the league in red zone defense. So that's going to be another thing of how the Giants are going to be able to put points together, because field goals aren't going to cut it. You tried that. You tried that against the Dallas Cowboys. You tried that against other teams. It doesn't work. You need touchdowns. Daniel Jones has not thrown a touchdown at MetLife Stadium in over 2 years. Just let that sink in. Daniel Jones has not thrown an NFL touchdown in 2 years. I think that changes this weekend. I think Daniel Jones finds the end zone, and I think the Giants have a good chance of winning this football game. Now, a lot is, of course, on the line. I do have a bet in place against an Eagles fan, and I'm just going to say this right now, is if the New York Giants lose to the Philadelphia Eagles, the post-game video, I will be wearing an Eagles jersey. So all the photoshops and everything, you could get your picture of me with an Eagles jersey for the post-game video. But, if the Giants win, we're going to have a special guest, an Eagles fan, do the post-game video and his thoughts on the Philadelphia Eagles and how the game transpired. So, it could be a lot of fun, but also you could see me in an Eagles jersey, and that's not what we want. We don't want to see me in an Eagles jersey. I never want to wear an Eagles jersey ever in my life. Getting into some other stuff, Eagles offense, 10th ranked total offense under their new offensive coordinator, formerly with the Chargers, formerly with the Dallas Cowboys, Kellen Moore. They got the sixth most rushing yards behind Baltimore, Green Bay, San Francisco, Detroit, and the Washington Commanders. I mean, it's going to be interesting how Shane Bowen calls this game, right? Because we know what they're going to do. They're going to try to give Saquon the ball as much as possible. When Dexter Lawrence is not on the field, I think they're going to run it every time. Any time that Dexter Lawrence is not on the field, expect some sort of running concept, whether it's with Jalen Hurts or if it's with Saquon Barkley. Now, if there's a player that I want to see a lot on the field, it's Isaiah Simmons. Because Isaiah Simmons can track down quarterbacks. He's got elite speed. He blocked a kick against the Seattle Seahawks. So I expect Isaiah Simmons to get some really good reps on Sunday. So, and another thing with this Giants team, like I said earlier, it's sacked the quarterback. I mean it. You have the most sacks in the NFL with 26. You're on pace to break the record. That is 72. That was from the 84 Bears with 72. You're on pace for 73 sacks this year. The Giants allowed 85 last year. So change the page on the defense, and they're getting to the quarterback. That starts with Brian Burns. That starts with Aziz. And that starts with Dexter Lawrence. Those are the new big three until Kayvon Thibodeau returns to the lineup. He had a injury. He's out for the next 3 games. He's missed, but Aziz showed up against the Bengals. And I expect him to show up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, we've talked about defense a lot. In the injuries, Jordan Mailata is not playing. He's doubtful. Dallas Goedert, he hasn't been ruled out yet, I don't think. But I don't know if I expect him to play. And Darius Slade Jr. is questionable. We don't know if he's going to play either. And if he doesn't, that's another reason why the Giants could potentially come out and improve to 3-4 on the year. And if there is something that I want to see, it's to kick these guys' ass. Now, I know it starts with Daniel Jones, and that's going to be the main topic if you watch any sort of podcast, whether it's from Eagles fans talking or Giants fans. This game is relied on Daniel Jones. If he plays a game like Seattle, we could see the Giants put up a good amount of points and a real shot. But if he plays like he did on prime time against the Cincinnati Bengals, we're probably going to lose by a lot of points. But Malik Neighbors is returning. I know Andrew Thomas's blindside protector isn't going to be there. Now, there's been some rumors that Azudu could start or shifting Illuminor to the left side. He's had some reps out there. There's been talk of rumors if Evan Neal could potentially start at left tackle. It's not going to happen. According to Carmen Brasil, they like him at right tackle more. In my opinion, it's just they don't want to play him. That's why they're saying that. They know how bad he is. They know that he's a bust. They know that they missed on that pick. And they know that he's not going to start this Sunday. Some other stuff, getting back to defense, they got to find a way to stop the run. It's improved. They're 15th in rushing yards per game. But then again, they're averaging 5 yards per carry amongst rushing, and that's second worst in the NFL. So they got to fix that this Sunday because the Eagles are going to run the ball a lot. I'm telling you that right now. Expect them to run the ball a lot. Give the ball to Saquon Barkley. Wouldn't be shocked if this guy gets 18 to 25 carries this Sunday because of how bad, I guess you could say, the Giants' rush defense is. It's middle of the pack, but the problem is that they allow a lot of yards per carry. They're second worst in that. Fred Johnson is a guy to watch out for this game, and not in a good way. He's terrible. Fred Johnson is not a good offensive tackle for the Eagles. When Jordan Mailata went down against the Cleveland Browns, he allowed a pressure rate of 29%. That's terrible. 29.7% was the highest single game pressure rate in week 4. That's awful. That's terrible. Brian Burns or Aziz, whoever is on him, they have to win that battle. And whenever Dexter Lawrence is on a one-on-one battle, he's got to win those battles too. But regardless, really, really excited for this game tomorrow. A lot to look forward to. A lot. Tyron Tracy, he's been phenomenal. 237 total scrimmage yards through 2 starts. I mean, like, if there's a time to not play Singletary, even though he's good to go, it's now. They should not play Singletary much. I think that Tyron Tracy should get the bulk of the load. He's great in the run game. He's great on those screen passes. Great at making men miss. I mean, the guy's an undercover gem that the Giants found late in the draft. I guess for any of you betting, Eagles open up at -3. Eagles are 2-8 against the spread. So take that how you want. Thomas, of course, being out. Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns are questionable, but they're going to play. And Malik Neighbors is back in the lineup. Special teams. The Giants, of course, helping themselves out with a special teams block against the Seattle Seahawks, and that's how they won that game. Both teams are not good in special teams, and I think it could be a very big impact on why one team can win and one not. Greg Joseph wasn't good. He needs to be better. No Jamie Gillum. The Giants are 29th in special teams. Eagles 27th. And I think it's like DP, like something like some sort of stat. I know they're both terrible in it, but regardless, Eagles go for it a lot on 4th down. Giants got to be good on 4th down. They got to be good on 3rd down, 2nd down, 1st down. Eagles are not very good on 1st down, but regardless, this is a winnable football game. Daniel Jones has to have a master-class performance. And I know that's asking for a lot, but you're in year 6, Daniel. Listen up, Daniel Jones. You got to lock in. And if there's a time to lock in, it's this week. But anyways, guys, Eagles versus Giants. Revenge game for Saquon Barkley. Comment below how many yards Saquon Barkley is going to finish with. And yeah, that's going to do it for this Giants preview. Of course, smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. And anyways, guys, I'm your host, Vin of the Inside Blue Podcast. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.